Hey everybody, it's Kendell Lenice and welcome to Kendell Lenice
Welcome to
Live.
Kendell Lenice Live, honest conversational interviews with a compassionate approach. Welcome in and tell a friend that Kendell Lenice Live is starting now.
Goes on.
Welcome to Kendell Lenice Live,
Internet is
honest
strong.
conversational interviews with a compassionate approach. Welcome in and tell a friend that Kendell Lenice Live is starting now.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me this evening on Kendell Lenice Live. I'm so excited about my guest this week. My guest this week is Vegan Chef Vanessa Gonzalez. She serves the NFL players healthy meals to maintain their energy and endurance for the season. All right, so she's a renowned chef providing flavorful vegan options for all. She's out of Miami, and it is Vegetarian Awareness Month this month. So we're going to be talking about healthier options and how she was able to cook for NFL players one meal at a time. Without further ado, Vanessa Gonzalez.
Hi, Kendall. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. I am from
You're
Miami,
doing
but
well.
currently in
I'm
Philly.
uh-huh. I love Philly. I love Philly. So let's talk. I'm from South Jersey originally. So I
Okay.
love Philly. So you're out of Miami. So let's talk about your start. Are you a vegan? Is this something that you decided to do? Because I'm into healthy living. I am not a vegan. I'm a pescatarian, lightly for like
Okay.
probably 10 years. So I'm all for what you're trying to do. Tell me how you got started and why you're in Philly now.
So currently I'm in Philly. I'm working with one of the Eagles players. So that's my purpose for being in Philadelphia at the moment. Just serving meals to one of the players on the Eagles team. And then as far as my diet goes, I decided to transition a few years ago for many
Mm-hmm.
reasons. One of them was
Mm-hmm.
to change how I was feeling because I definitely, and it's not that all vegans are necessarily healthy, right? But um, I just wanted to feel a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better, and I needed to change a few things about my diet in order to do that. And one of those things was incorporating more fruits, veggies, um, and reducing the dairy and consuming meat proteins.
I can't hear you.
Oh no, my Wi-Fi is fully connected. What about now? Can you hear me now? Let me see. I wonder if connecting my headphones makes a difference. Did that help? Mm-mm. I can't hear you either. I can't hear you either, Kendall. Can you hear me? Mm. Can you hear me? No, this is not good. I can't hear her. Can you hear me? She looks frozen.
All right. I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully she don't know. I don't know what the weather's like, what's going on, but the show will still go on. So hopefully she's able to come on back. If you're watching live, oh, there she is. Let's see. Let's see if I can hear her.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can. I don't know what
Okay.
was going on.
You know what? Sometimes when you're live, you don't know what's happening. I'm on my computer. I got all the bars. I'm not sure, but I can hear you now.
I can hear you perfectly also. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you were saying that you're in Philadelphia now. You're cooking for a player and your vegan lifestyle. When did that start? And when did you decide to say, you know what? I want to become a vegan chef? Or were you already a chef and then you transitioned into a vegan chef? Tell me about that journey.
Correct. So my journey as a chef or cook, I started cooking when I was 8, right? It was way before I went plant-based. Went to culinary school. In my early 20s, I still wasn't plant-based either. My plant-based journey started really um, fully about 3 years ago. I always liked to eat a lot of fruits and veggies and incorporated colors and all of those things in my diet. But it wasn't until about 3 years ago that I really started to make my own plant based meat substitutes and just cutting out completely the animal proteins and the dairy. So about 3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And what have you found? And I know with me, I'm very particular about what I eat. And I love that you said coming up with your own meat substitutes because people think, okay, well, it's a better lifestyle because I'm not eating meat, but I'm eating this processed meat over here that's pretending to be chicken or pretending to be beef. Explain that a little more because I know people are saying, well, it's not meat, it's not chicken, it's the alternative. But let's talk about like how we can make pecans meat and almonds meat and or cashews meat or mushroom. And then also tell me how you made your own meat substitute. But let's talk about that because I think it's a misconception because it's not meat or chicken, it's a better
Mhm.
option.
Right. No, I get it. And I do I want to also add I understand um the rage that people feel sometimes when you tell them vegan chicken wings. Like, let's just call it what it is and call it cauliflower wings or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to call the cauliflower chicken. Um, but I understand why people might feel that way, or why something that would be highly processed could also, it's not, really beneficial if you're trying to just live a better lifestyle, right? Um, so as far as the using my or creating my own meat substitutes, really is just a lot of studying that I had to do, and seeing what textures and what ingredients mesh well. It's all about flavoring. It's all about seasoning it the same way that people season, their meats. There's a science to it, and you want to make it palatable so that people can enjoy it the same way that they would enjoy, you know, actual chicken wings, or something. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. When did you start your journey? When did you start your journey into veganism? I know you said with being a chef, you transition, you've always loved to cook, and you transition into being a vegan or plant-based chef. But when did you start your own personal journey, and what was the reason that you said, you know what, let me try this option? Was there something in your life that happened? Was there um, health challenges? Like, what made you decide to change your lifestyle for the better when it comes to eating?
Yeah, so really it was a little bit after I had my daughter. She's 4 going on 5 now. That was about 3.5 years ago or so, where I fully made the decision to just cut certain things out of my diet. I always ate healthy, always liked
Mhm.
to incorporate fruits and veggies, and I wasn't the type to have
Yeah,
meat necessarily with every single meal. But it was about 3.5 years ago that I decided
yeah,
that, you know what, I can just cut out these things. I don't really need them anyway. And there wasn't something so super dramatic, but I wanted
yeah,
to feel better overall. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There was, thankfully,
yeah,
right? Thankfully, there wasn't nothing like super dramatic or
yeah,
crazy or something that happened to me.
yeah,
But I just really wanted to live a better lifestyle. And I started to see the results, with incorporating my diet and
yeah,
working out. It did
yeah,
wonders.
yeah, yeah. I love that. So you said you're in Philly now, and you're cooking for one of the Eagle players. You're from Miami, but tell us about how that journey began. And that you started cooking for the NFL and trying to teach them healthier lifestyles for endurance and maintaining. How did that come about? And what a
Yeah,
blessing
so
that is that you can help change the trajectory possibly of their health.
absolutely, absolutely. It's a real blessing. I can honestly say that this is something that has really been great for me. It's something I got introduced to from a mentor of mine, who is another chef. He's a plant based chef in the industry as well. And
Mhm,
he kind of saw how hungry I was and how passionate I was about cooking, about food, and just really
mhm,
took me under his wing.
mhm.
I was willing to listen and learn from him. And, you know,
Yeah,
it's just something that I decided to run with. And It's been great. It's been great. And my client now, he's literally one of the top players in the NFL at this moment. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
really feels amazing. Like I can't even lie. It feels great.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did that come about? Like, how did you get that job? I know you said you were working with your mentor, but how was it
Oh,
that you transitioned to being this vegan chef over here, and then you got involved with the NFL? Yeah.
well, it was through references, referrals. Like referrals literally helped me. I connected with the right people. I hired publicists. I hired a team to help
Hmm.
me also,
Yeah.
and just really doing the work.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way for me to kind of describe it, is
Yeah.
just doing the work and talking to people and
Yeah.
connecting with people, taking on
Yeah.
also extra
Yeah.
educational classes. So I would sign up for other plant-based classes just to learn from other chefs. You have to be willing to invest in your career, and that's kind of just what I did. There
Yeah.
wasn't really anything super to me. There
Yeah.
wasn't anything super
Yeah.
natural about it. I was just motivated.
Yeah. When I think about it's vegetarian month in October, a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of people have a misconception about going vegan or being a vegetarian or even a pescatarian. What are some of the misconceptions that people have when you say, I'm Chef Vanessa, I'm a vegan chef?
Hmm. I would say the biggest misconception is that people will always ask uh, questions about protein intake. And my question back is
Hmm.
always, well, what is protein? Because what proteins are is just amino acids and molecules that can be found in a multitude of foods. So it has nothing to do with
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
just eating animal meat. It has nothing to do with it. Animal meat does contain protein,
yeah,
right? But so do other foods. So I
yeah,
think that's always the
yeah,
biggest misconception, is that people don't understand just the basics of
yeah.
what even is protein.
Yeah. No, that is true because people think that that's the first thing. And I agree with you. Even the way that I eat, that's the first thing that people think about is like, okay, so how do you get your protein? Because
Right,
people do have the misconception that it's only from meat, chicken, poultry. It's from that, right? And you
right,
can't get it. So I'm glad that you said that there are many other ways to get protein.
right, exactly. Because protein is, again, it's amino acids that can be found in
Yeah.
so many different varieties of foods.
Yeah. Yeah. You teach in here. All right. So what are some of the mental and physical changes you see when someone changes their diet and they're implementing more of a plant-based lifestyle opposed to a meat eating lifestyle, if you will? Because I'm sure a lot of the NFL players, I'm sure they were eating a certain way. And as you came in to change some things, what are the noticeable differences you see?
The biggest difference I've actually seen is the cutting out of refined sugars. That has been the number one
Mhm.
thing I've seen. Before, there would be, I would call it almost like an addiction to maybe, fast food, or even,
No, seriously.
like sugars, like ice cream, sweets, and stuff like that. So I would say that's been the biggest change that I've seen
Yeah.
with everyone I've worked with. It's just the significant
Yeah.
difference of from what they were eating before
Yeah.
when it comes to all the junk food compared to now. Huge difference.
Yeah. I would love to taste your food because I know it's good because you were talking about seasoning and being the food savory and I think that's a misconception. I love vegan options, vegan food, so plant-based. I am here for it. I would love to try your food one day. But I think that's another misconception and you touched on it a little bit earlier when you said it's all about the flavor.
It is.
Why do people think that vegan food is not good? Talk about that because it's delicious.
Man, I think what I've noticed is people will go into it expecting it to be meat. Like I was saying earlier, I'm not going to call cauliflower wings or cauliflower bites
Yeah.
vegan chicken wings.
Mhm.
Because now you're already kind
They're so
of,
good though.
they're so good, especially when sauced correctly and all that. But I think people will go into it with the mindset of
Ah,
it being chicken.
you have me. It's a yeah,
And then they,
yeah,
they just, it's not the
yeah,
same. So I'm not going to call it a chicken wing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But the flavor, the same effort that
yeah,
people take to season their meat, it's the same amount of effort that's going to take
yeah,
to season some vegetables, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then also, I'm big on texture. I'm really big on texture. And I feel like that's always been what has helped me with with people and their palates is when you really know how to give that the vegan meat alternative the right texture, whether it's mushrooms or whatever it is, that makes a huge difference. Just knowing how to properly and cook this item.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's so funny. It's a place by me that has bomb cauliflower wings. And as you were talking about it, I'm over here like, what do I want? Because I haven't eaten. I've been running all day, and I'm like, I might need to get some because
That's so good.
they are delicious. And you're right, it's all about the seasoning and the sauces. Goodness.
Yeah, like
So you
vegan
got me over
options
here like
don't have
wanting,
to be
wanting some.
boring.
Uh, yeah, and I think that's the biggest takeaway. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be flavorless. To me, honestly, when I think about food and how folks eat and how people consume food and what they're eating, the vegan options taste way better than all of that. You want to talk about that
Yeah.
quickly, and then I want to see what's going on with you in the future.
Yeah, no, definitely. So you mind repeating the first question just so I can fully understand what the first question was, and then we'll get back to
No, I was saying, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so I apologize. I'm not sure what's going on. Sometimes when you're live, you just don't know what's going to be happening. So if you're watching now or playback, we apologize for I'm not sure what's going on. But I was asking like the way people eat now, right? And some of the
Mhm.
food that they eat outside of vegan food, they think that they're eating the bomb, like they think it's so good, but they have no idea the taste and the goodness of vegan food. And if they really had it prepared correctly, they would make that switch. I firmly believe that. Do you agree?
I do agree. I definitely agree. I think when people just try not to overthink about it and just give it a chance, at the end of the day, it's just food. Like it's not gonna harm you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, they just go into it
Right.
and open mind. It's not gonna harm you. Just try it. Just
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah. 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 I agree. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can get some of that Chef Vanessa food. I'm trying to figure out how I can get a little taste. 'Cause I know it's good. I know it's good. Uh, what's next for you on this journey?
So what's next is definitely a product line in the future. Um, whether it's a just dry spice line, merchandise line, definitely some sort of product line. But also really just helping people understand the nutritional aspect of it. Because I find that a
Yeah.
lot of people, I think if they were better informed on just how to read
Yeah.
ingredients, what ingredients mean, where they come from, what a nutritional label is, and the importance of that. Um, so really just helping as many people as I possibly can understanding what that is, whether that would be in a,
Yeah.
hard copy book, ebook, something along those lines for sure. Um, and then just continuing putting my head
Yeah.
down and doing the work I'm doing now. Um, that's really
Yeah.
my focus.
Yeah.
And but also
If you,
helping other chefs get to this point too.
yeah.
I think the same way I got helped,
Yeah.
and somebody believed in me is something I would love to do for somebody else.
Yeah. I think you would be a great inspiration to a chef that wants to transition over to becoming a vegan chef, or someone that has no food experience, no training. I think that they would be great under
Right.
your wing to teach them. I really do. You seem like
Absolutely.
you have the passion for what you do, and you're willing to serve and give to others. I think that's fantastic.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. So lastly, what would be if you had to challenge someone to say, you know what? Let's just try. Let's just try for 3 days. Let's do this. What would be the first thing that you would cook them and that you wanted them to try to kind of like get them on to the other side?
The first thing, man, it kind of runs through my blood, and I feel like, how could you say no to tacos? That would that's just one of my like
Yeah,
love languages. How can you say no to tacos? And it's so easy to
mine
like
too. Mine
add
too.
all like different toppings, and you can even play around with them. You can do fusion. I like to do Korean tacos. Um, just to add like different layers of flavors and stuff. So I would love like, those are flavors that I really enjoy cooking with. But I love tacos. I like
Yeah,
Latin American food.
yeah,
I like Asian food. You know, it never has to be complicated. And I think sometimes
yeah.
people might overcomplicate it. But yeah, so
I
Southern
agree.
food,
Food does
Southern
not
dishes.
have to be complicated.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Any
Yeah,
comfort food is not once you're familiar with certain techniques and ingredients, it's not difficult to change from non-plant based to plant based. Like comfort food is easy to replicate, you
yeah,
know. So things like even macaroni and cheese, it's so easy to make
yeah.
a really good vegan mac and cheese, you know.
I know. Hmm. I make it all the time. I make it all the time. And sometimes folks don't want to try because they're like, I don't like the way the vegan cheese smells. I don't know. But I'm telling you, you can make a whole meal the same way you would do without
Yeah.
it. I guess I don't know, regular It's still bomb. It still tastes amazing, but people
Right.
got to try. I think there's so many misconceived or notions on what it is or the taste. But if you get Chef Vanessa to make it, I guarantee you it's good. I want to try. How can people, if they were looking to hire you or to taste your food, how can they find out more about that? And if they wanted to follow you on social media and just get in contact with you?
Yeah, no problem. So you can reach out to me. I do have social media. So on Instagram, it's Sexy Vegan with no E. So SXY Vegan with two E's, not one, because my nickname is V for Vanessa.
I love
So
it.
you can contact me on Instagram, also sexyvegan@gmail.com as well. And those are the best. I'll get to you the fastest through those channels, through email or through Instagram as well.
I love that. Is there anything else you want to tell the folks as we are in vegetarian? I guess it's Vegetarian Awareness Month, Vegetarian Month, the month of October. Is there anything that you want to tell my audience and your new viewers about your vegan journey or your food or what you're doing? Is there anything else that you want to share before we end this conversation?
I would say don't be afraid to season your vegetables. Just season the veggies and eat more veggies, drink more water. It's you got to do it for yourself, you know, and
Yeah,
that would be it. Just
yeah,
you got to do it for yourself.
yeah. So season your veggies, drink water, mind your business, and give
Mind your
something new to
business and
try.
focus on yourself. Focus on yourself.
Right. It does wonders for the skin. But Vanessa, Chef Vanessa, I thank you so much for joining me on Live. We have to watch it to see, make sure that they got the information. And because I'm not sure what's going on with the Wi-Fi, but I may have to have you on my Instagram live show just in case. Well, I might still have you there anyway, so we can make sure we get the word out about healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Definitely. I had a great time and I really appreciate you
Absolutely.
having me on here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Everybody, Chef Vanessa, make sure you follow her on all social media platforms and do something for us. Just one day. People always want to talk about Meatless Monday. Just try it. I know someone who
Try
tried
it.
Meatless Monday and it ended up being, so far it's been 3 months and they
Oh
haven't
wow.
gone back.
Yeah, just try it. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
food.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you so much. It's live. This is Chef Vanessa. Make sure you follow her on all social media platforms, as well as me at Kendell Lenice. Remember, you are a star. Don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Till next time, God bless. Peace. Thank you so much, Chef
Thank
Vanessa.
you. Bye.